it's evening in my household, so we've got kids about going to bed, like most of us. So I'd like to introduce Martin. Martin is an incredible carer, part of the Credu volunteer team, Carers Champion, and many, many other amazing things that I'll let Martin introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Martin. I'm one of the, as she said, I'm one of the Credu volunteers. I do a lot all around neurodivergency support, a lot of just, talks, a lot of events and stuff, and anything that I can get my hands in, really. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Oh, no problem. We have a little someone who wanted to crash our party, so not wanting to go to bed tonight. No worries. It's really lovely to have you. How long have you been volunteering for Credu for?
Oh, hang on a second. I'm just trying to think. I officially signed up in February of this year, so it'll be a year in February.
Year in February. Why? What? So, what brought you to Credu?
So I'm from Wrexham, and I used to work with young adults and basically children with autism and related conditions, epilepsy, ADHD, ADD, dyscalculia, dyslexia, everything from the ages of 5 to 25. I did that work probably for about 5 odd years. And then I moved to Mid Wales, to Powys, to great old Powys. So then I started becoming a lollipop man in my local school in Lambeth. But after 2.5 years of cycling there and back twice a day, 100 miles a day, it just kind of got a bit mentally straining. And we started struggling with the mental side of things and everything. And my young daughter was actually having to look after me more and more. So one of our family members actually introduced us. She took my daughter and my wife to Seven Farm Pond in Welshpool, where they met ducks, one of our outreach workers. And actually, they signed us up as part of the, the part for the young carers and the carers system and everything. And actually, I was like, right, what you guys do here is awesome. Like literally amazing. I went to the Hive, I went everywhere on these different just trips and everything, and day visits and stuff. And oh my God, I was just baffled. I was like, this is what I do. This is what I used to do. And this is what I want to do. So at the time, I was in a lollipop position, so I was getting paid, obviously not very good rates and stuff. And I was really, really getting depressed from doing that sort of stuff. So I said to myself, why am I slaving away at a job where I can do something I love?
Yeah, so you really wanted, so I can really hear how you wanted to really support your mental health and move on to something that you were enjoying doing more so.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a little helper here helping me. Thank you, Archie. Yeah, so I can really hear as well how you've really supported families, in particular with additional needs, and that's some of the jobs that you've done beforehand.
Yeah.
And it sounds like through the work that you did with the lollipopping as well, when you then come to around Credu, you really felt more supported and wanted to be part more of the network.
It was one of those things that being a lollipop man, you meet a lot of lovely people on the crossing, but it's just the same stuff every day.
100 miles a day bike ride. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, 100 miles a day.
I like bike riding, but to do it 100 miles
a week. Sorry, not a day.
Still a lot.
Yeah, it was about 20 miles a day I worked out to, and it was just afterwards I was just so mentally drained, so physically drained. I couldn't do anything. So it was just kind of it was just, I don't know, it was more like the fact that I needed something for me. And I've been looking everywhere. I looked at other places to work and stuff, and it just didn't fit. So then I thought, oh, okay, we're part of Credu now. And then he was like, oh, we got this place called the Hive and everything. In Marshall, it's an amazing centre. I mean, you're
really passionate about the Hive. Like you say, Tamara's just said hello, Martin. I just quickly bring them up while they're here.
Oh, Samson.
There you go, Kerry. Doing great work. So thank you guys for joining. That's incredible. So yeah, you're really passionate about your community, aren't you? Particularly the Hive.
I was going to say it's all about making the connections. That is what Credu is about, is making the connections. And obviously with us in the Hive and everything, that's what we do. We meet people, we connect people with people that we think will be helpful and stuff if we can't be any help. But we actually support people. We do craft, we do everything. Brian, who runs it all, Well, she says that we run it as a team sort of thing. So we've got our little hive team sort of thing. And, it's an amazing space where people can just be people. There's no pressure, nothing. If you want to be autistic and just, rock in a corner if you like, you can do it. There is no pressure for anyone to be anything they shouldn't be.
I
And I
remember
find
you
that
saying
true.
you felt welcome as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
The first
definitely.
time you went there, you felt really, really welcome, so you wanted to go back.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things. It was like, right, okay, I'm going to hand my resignation in now after actually going there. I went there with my daughter, obviously, for over the holidays, I think it was, for one of the clubs because she'd been invited by the family member. So I thought, I might as well come and see what happens. And next, I just start connecting with people and just start, as I call it, bouncing off people. So obviously, I'm neurodivergent myself. I've got autism ADHD. And I find it easy to quite bounce off people. If there's a lot of people in the room, I can just chat to this person, taking all the information at once, and then go to another person and be like, oh, okay, you might work with you. You might work with you,
Because we were talking earlier, weren't we, just before we come on? And when I first met you, well, offline, was at the Credu Big Weekend, and you were incredibly supportive of me and my family. We were made to feel really welcome, and
Yeah.
we had a lovely conversation with you, helping me, supporting me with my son, and that was incredible. And from what you said, it's a passion of yours to support other autistic people. Like you said, what did you say earlier? Something around the autism identity. Would you just elaborate a little bit more on?
So basically, when I did a talk in a conference in North Wales, the North Wales conference, a couple of years back now, when the other charity and stuff, there was a lot about this autism identity sort of thing. It was brought up, believe it or not, by Agni Arti. I don't know if anyone knows her. She's an amazing YouTuber and stuff for autistic people. I met her. She is lovely. Sarah is. She's absolutely amazing. Basically, it's one of those things. It's like revealing your mask. So almost like gripping your mask and ripping it off. I mean, it's the way that basically I have learned how to be what I am in my job. I mean, the amount of people I meet and stuff with so many different things. Sometimes you have to take down the mask. You've got to kind of have the super empathy and all that. So it's definitely like, it's like, I'm trying to process the word. It's like having this imaginary mask and literally just ripping it off sort of thing. I mean, most people have seen me on Tuesdays and stuff, just sitting there meditating. And that is literally what I do. I meditate. I listen to everything because obviously I can hear every conversation and stuff. And then I kind of like, right, I can help you. I can help you. I can help
It's
you.
a lot of information to intake at one time, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I imagine that'd be very tiring.
I mean, it is, but it isn't.
But you're also really good as well of what you were really good at sharing with us over the weekend was how we can also help you and what you need. There was times you needed to have your own space. And you were so open about it, and that openness supports others as well.
I was going to say it was a bit on the weekend, the big weekend that we're referencing, the Credu Big Weekend that we did. I did like mainly the campsite in the morning, then I went for a talk in the Agora, and I did an actual talk.
Apparently, you were incredible. I'm so gutted I missed it.
But the thing that people don't know is after that, I actually went for a meltdown in the tent. I actually collapsed in the tent and I melted down. And that's the one thing that with the autism, it's just happens. You can't control it or anything. And it's like, you've got to have people that understand you to kind of realize, oh, it's okay. He's fine. He's going to be safe. As long as he's safe, he's in no danger. And actually, that was the last ever meltdown I've had until now. Basically, I've not had one since. I don't know whether that's because I've been managing my autism or anything, but it's just one of those things.
Or masking it, maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
But no, it's like, there is a lot of difficult situations I come across daily, especially as a volunteer. People with lots of different things, and it's just like, okay, how can I kind of like point you in the right direction without actually answering the questions for you? Because that's the thing we get taught is obviously with the collaborative communication is we're not there to solve problems. We're there to kind of like say, well, why don't you try it this way? Why don't you try it this way? If this doesn't work, do it this way, sort of thing, you know.
How did you find the collaborative communication then? Or would you just explain for someone that maybe hasn't done it a
Right,
little bit
okay,
about
so
what it is?
collaborative communication is learning how to communicate and listen more than actually talk. But yeah, I actually didn't do the full course just yet. I've only done 2 days worth of course, and then I fell ill, so I had to basically, yeah, I couldn't carry on for a while. But I'm gonna be doing it hopefully in the autumn time. And yeah, it's amazing, you know. But no, I've met an amazing bunch of people in the hive on Tuesdays. Anytime I've been around Credu, you know, even on the big weekend, we met loads and loads of people, and everyone was so friendly. Like, you know, I've never had a friendlier bunch than the Credu bunch, to be honest. You know.
You were so friendly and welcoming yourself, Mind. I remember we got there and it felt like a family because you and your family were like, "Do you want something to eat? Can we help you with
Yeah,
this? Do you want a cup of
yeah.
tea?" And it was just, that camping, but it was more than that. It was really, really welcoming. I just want to bring up what you might be better at reading this than me with my dyslexia, but I just wanted to
You
bring
have
it
a
up
natural
because I
way
thought,
with children for sure. Samson just said, "Look, it's my friend." So you definitely connected with him. Oh, bless him.
oh, that's so lovely. Thank you,
Samsung is
Tamara.
an amazing young man. He is absolutely amazing. I really do. Yeah.
Oh,
It's the thing is though, it's like in the doctor's surgery in London, because obviously me and Tamara don't live too far from each other. I went in the doctor's just for a random prescription, and Samson comes in. He's like, "Is that Martin?" And then Tamara's like, "Yes, it's Martin." Next thing he was like, "Hi, Martin, my friend." I was like, "Oh, hi, Samson." You know, in the middle
you
of
have got the most
it was
incredible way with
it
children.
was the it was a full waiting room and everything. Everyone was kind of like staring. It was like, I don't care. You know, this kid
Oh,
is saying hello to me. I'm going to say hello back, you know. It's one of those things with the autism and stuff. You just got to not care. You know,
yeah.
you got to care to a certain extent that you don't offend someone. But if they
But
can
it's
sound
like
and stuff, then
sometimes it's hard. I can imagine. So it comes back to this masking again, doesn't it?
yeah.
Really,
No,
and it
I
sounds like you're putting yourself around people that can support you with that.
yeah, no,
Because
yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, there's so many people out there that have inspired me to do what I'm doing today. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't be in the position I am without like obviously meeting all these people, all this sort of stuff, you know, and actually thinking to myself, right, how can I make the world a better place for all these people? You know, I mean, we've had conversations before on like the action groups and stuff about changing like teachers' codes and stuff, and actually getting them the
mm,
resources they need, getting them the education that they need from like a neurodivergent point of view, rather than the textbook stuff. Because of
this resonates so much
yeah,
around with the. So I feel like I've had, like with the dyslexia, a bit of a similar conversation, and it's like with this neurodiversity, I don't know who that they write the curriculum for, and then it is changing. But
that's the
it's like, I think sometimes it's not very dyslexic friendly, and it sounds like sometimes it's not always very like autism friendly. And I can imagine, only from what little I know about having family members with autism, how overwhelming big crowds of people could be, and lots of noise could be, and lots of change, and these are all triggers for and another conversation that we could go on to that I think Tamara and I were thinking about just before we come on was, school refusal. It's
it's a big thing.
really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really big thing. I mean, the thing is, in school, I didn't go. Everyone thinks, oh yeah, you carry out with GCSEs and everything. I didn't. The whole school thing is kind of one of those things that I've always wanted to change, is because of my experience. You know, I was diagnosed 11 years ago this year in June. So that was 2011. I was in year 9, year 10, and I was just labeled a naughty child.
Mm.
Because of people bullied me, and I basically just stood up for myself and said something. I was the instigator. I was the bullier. Someone even had me by my throat, and I got in trouble for it. I spent most of my days in school in isolation, exclusion, everything. And when it got to year 11 with the exams and stuff, you know, I just drew the line. I was like, Mum, I don't want to go. Right? This is 6 months before my GCSEs, 6 months before the end of school. I was like, I'll do all the work at home. I'll go back in for my GCSEs. So the teachers agreed, sent me home. I didn't actually do any revision for my GCSEs. Instead, I was revising A-level maths, aerodynamics, all the stuff that interested me, cooking, everything that I thought I'm going to need in life. It's like knowing how to live more than my GCSEs. And to be honest, it's one of those things. It's the best thing I did because it was like, I've still under school's books, but they allowed me that space to basically, because of you're autistic, you basically remember everything near enough. All the past, all the things, you keep it in here. It's always in here somewhere. But that's the thing, it's like, it's also trying to process words, all that sort of stuff. But no, it's very much, it was hard. Don't get me wrong, my life is no bed of roses. Just like most of other people, there's no bed of roses. I've been through a lot of things in my life, a lot of bad things, and I've got over it. And I got through, that 6 months of just playing on the Xbox, just living how I wanted to live.
It must have been so confusing because it sounds like you were misunderstood.
Oh yeah, no, I was,
and that, and to be misunderstood, for example, with the bullying at school, to be classed as the instigator when it wasn't your fault must have been really hard.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had a lot of mental problems in my life, like mental health problems because of it. I have PTSD. I have a lot of like anxiety, depression because of it. And I mean, it is one of the subjects. So it's like not many people actually know about it or anything. It's like, I went back in each day my GCSE was on. The only GCSE I didn't get a grade in was French because I thought I'm not going to need French. What am I going to need French for? So I'm in for basically my basics, which was the English, maths, and science, and I got C in sciences, all of them, D in English, and C in maths, and I got a B in Credu. And when I went back in for my certificates in August, the headmaster shook my hand. He's like, "How the hell you got those grades? I don't know, but I respect you for it." I was like, just kind of like smug bit on my face, but. One of those things, it was just like, I've been through that much crap in my life that I've gone through school, and it's just, I'd want to change it. I want to change it for people like us, like neurodivergent, because of obviously dyslexia is
sounds like education is quite important, isn't it, as well? To educate people. So if if you could give any advice to anybody or any support or anything like that, where would you either send people, or what advice would you give somebody that's been through something like yourself?
I'd definitely say the first way to success and to happiness, not success as in lots of money and stuff, success in what you want to do is just to get out of bed in the morning, wake up, smile, get yourself a coffee, get yourself some breakfast, and just say, today is going to be a bloody good day. And every day that I say that, I have a bloody good day. Because if you wake up with a positive attitude, that positive attitude stays throughout the days. Every single day, same time again.
And I know also that you're part of many support groups with Credu, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm part of the ASD support group. I'm part of like the Tuesday support groups, all that sort of stuff. And it's just one of those things. It's like, I've started now into the peer support sort of sector, and I'm just like, it's not the easiest thing to do because it's like people in my situation and stuff like that, and it's just like, yeah, but I feel sorry. Not like sorry for them, but it's almost like I just want to help you. I just want to be there every second of the day and just say, you can do this. You've got this. Just say, hey, you've got this. I mean, like, an inspirational quote.
Just to give people confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
and that they are worthy and they have value, and we're all important. We've all got something to give.
That's
another comment, and I've got Archie diving all
always
over
coffee,
me.
Always coffee, yeah.
So obviously the coffee's something that's important to you guys.
I mean, I don't know if you know about the actual research that was done to ADHD persons with the overactive.
No, that sounds really interesting.
So when you have ADHD or autism or whatever, it stimulates the whole of your brain.
Okay.
So one side stimulates the other, that sort of thing. So you've got two different sides to your brain, that's two different personalities, yeah? And they mix together. This is how it's just like, it's like having like a mixing jug full of different things, and it just mixes together. And then coffee kind of stimulates the whole of the brain and actually calms you down. So it's a relax.
Wow. Do you know, someone said that the other day that I thought was really interesting. If you give someone that's hyperactive, because my son's hyperactive, things like the stimulants, like the E numbers and things like that, it actually calms them down. And I thought that was really interesting.
Most ADHD medication are actually stimulant medications.
Is it?
You're down, yeah.
You get crashed on our party.
I want you to sleep with me now.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 minutes. Oh, very demanding little boy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
I've also recently taken on the role of the carers champion for.
Yes, so tell us more about the carers champion, what that means to you.
So at the moment, we are actually organising a Zoom meeting, I believe, about actually fundraising and stuff and fundraising ideas. You know, and we're thinking about different things we can fundraise for and everything. So seriously, if you guys have got any ideas or anything, just give us a message, like me or Mandy.
We'd love that, definitely, because you're really passionate about the fundraising, aren't you?
Definitely, especially the one coming up. But I gotta keep that under wraps for now.
So surprise, you've got to come along to find out all about it.
Yeah.
There's going to be lots happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so more of the carers champion. It's sort of trying to explain what carers champion is.
Like, okay, so carers champion to me, my personal like feelings about it is someone that has a voice for those carers that can't have a voice. You know, someone like, you know, we went to a meeting on Tuesday, and oh my god, there's loads of carers there that were also volunteers, and they all had voices about what we need in the community and stuff. And you know, it's like also like a champion, you've got to kind of listen to those voices and be like, right, how can I get this and then this and then this and this and this, you know, and actually bring it all into one sort of thing. You know, it's like, you know, there's loads of stuff around here, obviously, because there is neurodivergent people. There's not
what
a lot of
happened
stuff,
to your other phone?
That's the sort of thing we've got to look into and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you just really are, as a carers champion, it's just incredible. So just to extend on more what you said, you know, a carers champion really is somebody who is exactly like you, active in the community, really wants to support carers, bringing the community together, going out and championing and connecting with other local businesses. And you do that in absolute spades. And not just that, they really want to support to keep the amazing things that's already going on in your area. Because you're so passionate about keeping the hub going, aren't you?
Oh yeah, the Hive, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, we've only got funding until December for the Hive, so that is something we will be discussing as like community champions and stuff. But it's like, you know, it's just keeping things going. It's just keeping the ball rolling and keeping carers, you know, active in the community and stuff, and also getting events. I mean, this year in the Welsh Pool Tractor Illuminated Run, the one with the lights and the Baby Sharks songs and everything. They're doing
so just explain that. So it's just for anybody that might not know.
So on December the 11th, I believe it is, Sunday, December the 11th, that sort of week, on the Sunday, we are basically marshalling for the tractor run in Welsh Pool. They do it for charity every year. One of our friends basically organises it, Jenny Clark. And basically we've got a quiet space now that we are going to be like marshalling between a lot of volunteers, between Aldi, and I think it's Westwood Pub. I think that sort of road there, all the way down. And basically what's going to be happening on the quiet space is they're not going to be playing any loud music, no honking or anything. They're just going to be pretty lights. And all the tractors running down and stuff. And it's just going to be amazing, like amazing space to actually like, you know, be a community and actually like, you know, get to know people and stuff. It's going to be amazing.
That's
and
so
also,
incredible.
I believe they are raising money for Credu. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe.
So everyone get down there. We'll make sure we'll try and put a link in or some information so everybody knows when it's on, so we can all go and cheer it on or be part. Oh, there we go. Someone's putting it in for us. So that's really great. But we can definitely put more information on, because I just think that's absolutely fantastic, you know. And
Yeah.
you yourself, it's like you're just so community minded. You want to be part of it. And you're really passionate about like the fundraising as well. And you've got some incredible ideas on the fundraising. It's so exciting.
Got too many ideas.
So we've got, someone's just put the
Might be 13.
yeah,
Something in there,
and we had this.
Oh, thank you, Tamara.
Yeah.
Hi, Martina. I can kind of like see on my phone. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Lovely.
but no, you know, if we're finished, are we finishing? We got about 4 minutes, haven't we?
Yeah,
So
yeah. We wrap it up in a minute, but yeah.
Yeah. So basically, just like a leaving note sort of thing, right? This inspirational quote someone taught me when we did like mock interviews in schools. I was interviewed by a business owner that's an MBE, and this quote always stuck with me because this is how life is to me. So you set your goal in stone, but the way you get to there is in sand.
Oh.
So there's no one path. You draw a path out in the sand, you scribble it out. You draw it again, you scribble it out. You draw it again, you scribble it out. You know, your path to goal, the path to goal could be anything you want. Whether you go, you know, abroad and work abroad and do awesome stuff. But no, everyone's capable of achieving anything they wish.
That's a really, really lovely way of saying, and you know, different people getting there at different times doesn't matter. I just think that's a really lovely way of explaining that. Thank you so much for that.
All
Is
right.
there anything else you'd just like to add before we go? Other than thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
You've been
thank you.
absolutely incredible. It's been so lovely having you here.
I mean,
And maybe we'll have you again.
Yeah, thank you to the amazing audience. You know, you've always been really good, you know.
It's really lovely. We've had some incredible chats and comments. And again, yeah, just thank you for joining.
Oh. Mandy? I think there's a bit of technical issues here. I don't understand what's just happened. Okay.
And my little boys decided to kick me off. So
yeah, anyway. We were saying.
On that note.
Oh, good.
Anyone else got toddlers in the house that just don't want to go to bed? That embarrassed you?
Yeah, oh, there you go. Brendan just said about the 11th, Brendan said.
The 11th.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay. But yeah, no. But thank you anyway to all the audience and everyone that's watching. I mean, many of you probably be watching afterwards and everything. So yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you'd like Martin to come back on, and maybe what other topics we might like to talk about. It'd be really great to have. Thank you. No, honestly, thank you so much for joining us. I think you've really given us a lovely insight into all of the incredible things that you do, and your honesty around autism and the incredible things that you've shared. Thank you so much, and thanks for hanging in there when I disappeared.
It's fine. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, technical issues. Can't broadcast short. But no, it's been a pleasure. It has. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this, and I do hope you'll be able to come and join us again.
Hopefully soon.